Welcome to 24 Hour Sports. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As you can see, we have the Chicago Bears selected, and you're here because you want to see the perfect, extreme, no flaws Chicago Bears mock draft. And right here, we're just going to be controlling the Chicago Bears, watching every other team simulate, and we just going to go through this. And our goal in this video is to get an A grade by the end of this. You can see we got 7 rounds selected, so we're going through all rounds, picking all players in the draft. We're going to also think about what can we potentially do in free agency, and that's going to affect how we draft some of these players. But without too much talking, let's get into it. We on the clock first, and how do Bears fans feel about this? I know there's some mixed feelings, some mixed signals about what to do with this #1 pick. But right here, I'm going to trade it into the number 4 because I think our roster is just a far away from being a competitive roster. So we need more players rather than just picking someone at #1. When we can get the same player at number 4, we can get at #1. So I'm going to trade down to that 4th spot. I know the Indianapolis Colts are a very desperate team. Matt Ryan, Sam Ehlinger, Carson Wentz, it hasn't worked for them. So with that being said, this is the team that we want to make this trade with. We want number 4. And maybe we can also do a mid-round pick swap, but we need number 4. We need their next year first. And now we're just looking at some other things we could potentially get. What can we get with them still accepting this trade? So like you see at the bottom right here, it says the trade will likely be accepted. This is the first this year, a mid-round pick this year, a first next year, and a second next year. So I think that's really something good that we're looking at. Or do we want to get a second this year and a second next year and take away, okay, now that has a 75, but we're still going to offer it. Like we said, this team is desperate. We never know. I'm all for that. They declined it. Now I think we're talking about something. So we're getting a first, 2 mid-round picks, a first next year and a second next year. Or, actually, this is a haul. The Colts are desperate. We gonna do it. Colts fans, sorry, but this is okay. See, they declined. So we gonna take away this pick right here. Now we got something. Going to Indianapolis is a first overall pick. Coming back is the 4th overall pick in this year's draft, a mid-round pick, a first-round pick in 2024, and a second-round pick in 2024. With that being said, now we're really starting the draft. Now let's see who those two teams. CJ Stroud. Whoa, let's slow this down a little bit so we can look and analyze that. But CJ Stroud to the Colts, Bryce Young to the Texans, Jalen Carter to the Cardinals. That actually kind of leaves us in a bind. But Will Anderson, I think it's 1A and 1B. I think we get Will Anderson, put him opposite of Gibson. We could get some interior defensive linemen in the free agency like a Hargrave, like a Payne, like a Tomlinson. So we still set. Coming off the edge, we got some dogs. So I'm going to just let this run through, and then we're going to come back and just talk about some of the interesting things. Maybe some guys we were looking at for the Bears that we couldn't get. And I'm going to wait till it's our next pick before I look at this. Okay, now we can go back. So, anything interesting? Christian Gonzalez to New England. Zay Flowers, rising up draft boards, but he goes there. Anton Harrison. Along with this one. Tanner McKee in the first round. Now, that's something different. That's something I haven't seen, but let's think about it. Tom Brady retiring. Tampa Bay is hungry for a quarterback. And that may be their guy. Honestly. Joey Porter. Smith and Jigba to Baltimore. I like that move. Cam Smith to New York. I like that move. Broderick Jones. Trenton Simpson to... Nolan Smith to KC. Antonio Johnson. But let's go ahead and look at what we got here. So we attacked. We got Will Anderson. I don't think nobody's upset with that pick. Now, receiver, a receiving weapon. I think that the tight ends that I like are off the board. So are the receivers that I like off the board. Now this changes things. This changes things extremely. With this pick right here, I'm getting a guy who potentially has the potential to blow this entire draft up. Be a dog, elite speed, and he dropping to the second round, the back end of the second round, is something I never pictured in my wildest dreams. But we got Jalen Hyatt. Is Noah Sewell still on the board? He is. He is. Cam Jones, another interesting linebacker. But I'm going to go Noah Sewell. Something about that Chicago connection, Noah Sewell. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Like I said, we shooting for an A grade in this draft. We're going to see what we get. Let's speed this up. Right here, because we want a guy that can contribute too. My gut feeling right here tells me to go guard. It really does. So I'm going to get Andrew Voorhees out of UFC. And with my next pick, we're just going to see who's on the board also with the next pick. But I may be looking at corner. Jonathan Mango, solid receiver. Okay, DJ Turner out of Michigan. Xavier. Whoa. I see a lot of fans picked running back right here. Interesting. Edge. Right here, I think there's just so much talented receivers, and we need depth at the receiver position. I'm going to go with Xavier Hutchinson. So now that's giving us Claypool, Hyatt, Hutchinson, Mooney. Now we feeling good. Right here, I'm really also looking at linebacker. Right here, I'm going to go Ventrell Miller over Henry To'oTo'o. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. But I like this linebacker out of Florida. Not the biggest linebacker, but he can get the job done. Especially seeing him do it for Florida, being smart, making plays. And with the coaching staff, they're going to help him work on his game. Right here, I want to go tight end. And my guy, Luke Schoonmaker, watching him in the playoffs, watching him just be a receiving threat and blocking for the University of Michigan. I think that's just a good player. And the fact that we get to get him as Chicago Bears, something to feel good about. Haven't really attacked corner. Oh, Julius Brents right here. Let me get this on. Let me look at the corners. I'm going to go Julius Brents right here. Actually, I'm going to go Aubrey Miller. I think this is a player who has potential. And if we get him here, let him work with the other linebackers, it can really become something. And I mean, this is 6th round. So we're not really banking on him to be a major contributor. But if he does develop at a fast rate, we can get him. With this last pick, I want to go with Tavion Thomas out of Utah. You see 6'2", 238, powerful running back. I think really adding him. And if we don't get Montgomery back, him and Khalil Herbert, now we got Boom, and then we got Flash. So I think we've attacked everything. And then we got to also note, free agency is also a real thing. So now we just here to see what the draft grade is. We don't have any more picks. We're going to speed this up to get to the end of it. Count down. 3, 2, 1. What did I say? What did I tell you, Bears fans? Perfect draft. I'm getting you in a prime position to do it next year. This is your time to win. Time to compete. A grade. Overall draft grade. I want you to look at it. I want you to look at this grade, overall draft grade A. This means something to me because I put in the work to get you right here. I put in the work for Chicago. Let's talk about each move individually. First, we got the trade with Indy, an A-. Like I said, look, GM, 24-hour GM. That's what I do. That's what we're here for. Will Anderson Jr., A+. Couldn't get Jalen Carter, but we didn't cry about it. We leveled up. We retooled. We got another dog coming out of Alabama. Looking at Jalen Hyatt, it's a B. They weren't too high on it, but they weren't too low on it. Solid pick. I think he comes in and starts right away. Flash, Mooney, Claypool. What more can you want? Outside speed, outside contested catch, first down getter. Mooney can work out in the slot. Hutchinson, another guy who can also come on, be an outside receiver, get first downs, be a dog. Voorhees, we got him to add depth to the interior offensive lineman, and maybe if we don't address it in free agency, he can start. Noah Sewell, they weren't too high on that, and understandably so. Noah Sewell has really dropped through this draft process, and I think it's because he's not a Trenton Simpson. He's not an ultra-athletic linebacker, but I think he can thump, and I think you add guys around him that can run the defensive line, which is going to be better. He's coming downhill. It's going to be hard to run the ball on a defense like this. Ventrell Miller, like I said, another linebacker. And we also went linebacker with Aubrey Miller. Ventrell Miller, Aubrey Miller. We doing a little something with these Millers. B+ and B- both respectively. That's solid. Like I said, we trying to get some linebackers in here. We want to stop the run. We got Will Anderson. We're going to attack defensive tackle in free agency. We can get a Deron Payne. I already named those guys. Luke Shoemaker, they weren't too high on him. I think him with Cole Kmet is a nice duo. Cole Kmet, he's underrated. He's really one of those guys that can do it all, but I like him. Tavion Thomas, like I said, one of those bigger backs running through the hole with some power, with some size. C- grade, but overall, we got an A. Don't forget to subscribe. Bears fans, you got to subscribe to this one. You should love this. Like I said, I got y'all. I got your back. Bears fans, from me to you, from me to you, I got you. This your season. So now, and also look at these guys, because this is realistic. This is as close to a realistic thing that we can possibly get. Looking at all of these guys, you're probably going to get at least a handful of some guys like this, or guys in different different players in the same positions. So these are some guidelines that you can follow, that you can really expect to see. And like I said, thank you for watching. If you also want to see more, we're coming out with a lot more mock drafts. We're going to try to get one out for every team in the NFL. But today, thank you for watching. We out.